A lot of times when people think about how to improve a city or a town, the first thing they think about are the big projects, the iconic buildings, the big shiny plazas, and the beautiful parks and streets. Whilst these things are always important, in my experience, sometimes the best opportunities to actually get change happening and to get people actively involved are actually found in the smaller spaces and projects. Sometimes, by thinking small and bringing together a lot of smaller pieces, you're actually creating the biggest opportunity for change. Over the last couple of years, a lot of work's been undertaken with the local Hamilton community to help them to share their ideas for the improvements that they want to see happen around the town. A master plan was put together for the Hamilton Town Centre to act as a guide for future changes and to identify the key projects to get underway. Recently, Council also purchased a series of properties in the heart of the town centre, and this has opened up a whole range of new possibilities. We recently undertook a placemaking and visioning process with Council to explore ideas and opportunities associated with these sites and to also think about how they could be used as a catalyst for the town centre as a whole. An important focus of this process was to review all the consultation and design work that had previously been undertaken and to develop a place-based vision that would tie all these different pieces together and provide a clear and unifying direction for all future projects. But creating this vision is about more than just projects. It's about identifying the things that the local community value most and that make Hamilton special, and coming up with ideas for how those things can be not only maintained, but actually enhanced as part of any future projects. The aim of the vision is to capture the imagination of the community, give them a sense of ownership and a clear direction forward, but also provide inspiring ideas and real opportunities for them to be actively involved in shaping the future of the town. The vision that was put together distilled all of the opinions and ideas that the community had expressed through previous work down into 3 key themes and priorities: to strengthen the local heritage and character, focus on supporting and growing local businesses, arts and creativity, and creating better spaces and more to do in town to help bring the community together. By focusing on these 3 key themes and making sure that they're a part of any project or any change that happens into the future, will not only help to protect the identity of the town and the things that make it special, it'll also help to create a way of doing things that actually reflects what the community values most and what they want to see happen. So we wanted to undertake a project that would show the community what this vision, our way of doing things, could actually look like on the ground, but that would also get them thinking about how they could become actively involved and help bring the vision to life. Corridor Lane is a really important space and linkage within the Hamilton Town Centre. It runs north-south between the town's main oval, Melville Oval, in the north, and one of the town's main streets, Grey Street, in the south. It also provides pedestrian access to the rear car parking areas and connects with other laneways that form the interblock pedestrian network within the town centre. The Hamilton Community Pocket Garden which is an important community space within the town centre, sits next to Corridor Lane, and the lane also runs past and connects some of the most important sites and projects that have been earmarked within the town centre, including the proposed redevelopment of the Hamilton Art Gallery, the new community hub, and the Main Street upgrades. And whilst it's a really important space and people pass through it every day, it's probably not one of those spaces that people actually think much about, or at least wouldn't think could be transformed and actually have a big impact on improving the town centre. The concepts that we've developed for Corridor Lane are focused on showing how the vision, our way of doing things, could be brought to life in a real project that would deliver real improvements for the town centre, but that would also hopefully become a catalyst for other projects and creative and business opportunities. The first step was to take these three key themes: strengthening heritage and character, local and creative, and bringing the community together, and present ideas and inspiration examples that would show how these principles could be applied to Corridor Lane, and that would hopefully get everyone excited and thinking about the possibilities. To get the project rolling, we've focused on the southern section of the lane, basically from the community garden and shed back through to Grey Street in the south. This gives an area that is small enough to be practical and manageable in size, but big enough that we could try a whole range of different ideas. In this way, it can be a pilot project to demonstrate the process that can then be applied to the northern part of the lane or other spaces within the town centre in the future. The next step was to develop a concept plan that would set out the main opportunities and principles. One of the key ideas or key drivers was to show how Corridor Lane could be turned into a place that people actually want to go to and spend time in, rather than just being a space that people walk through. Where Corridor Lane opens out to Grey Street, and at important junctions like the entry into the community garden or where the lane connects to other links through the town centre, we wanted to create seating areas like mini plaza type spaces that actually feel like nice spaces to sit and spend time in. We've focused on using simple and robust materials, forms and details that actually reflect the agricultural and production heritage of the local area. By using materials such as recycled brick, concrete and steel, featuring elements such as hardwood timber framing, and finishing with rustic handmade style detailing, the aim is to create a space that is not only a bit different from what you find everywhere else, but that actually says something about the character and history of the town. We've also included a lot of spaces for artwork and interpretive elements that provide opportunities to tell the local history of the area and the story of the First Nations people. The lane has great bones, but there's not much to do and there's no real reason to go there. It's framed by some beautiful old buildings, but at the moment they don't really open out or add life to the lane. The community garden, which adjoins the lane, is also an important space for the community, but it's one that could be better activated and give people more reason to visit and spend time there. We wanted to show ideas for how these buildings and spaces could be changed to help give life and interest to the lane. It might be a play space in the garden, a hole-in-the-wall cafe, or even just adding some greenery that makes it more inviting. But the focus is to make it a space that becomes a destination within the town and brings the community together. And finally, we wanted to make sure that this is a project that is embraced by the community and where they're actually actively involved. We've all seen these types of projects and spaces where all the focus goes into changing the pavement and adding new seats and painting a mural. But if the community doesn't have a sense of ownership and isn't actively involved, then it just doesn't work. It ends up being a space that looks a bit nicer, but that still ends up having no life. So one of the most important things that we can do is to just provide the spaces and opportunities for these things to happen, to give local artists and creatives and businesses and so on the chance to actually do things. This might be pop-ups in the adjoining car park areas, providing space to run events or lighting to encourage use at different times of day, or even just getting locals actively involved in art or greening projects that help to add life to the lane and surrounding areas. It's just about showing ideas and getting people thinking, and then helping the community to bring their own ideas to life. The vision and concept shown here aren't meant to be end solutions. They've been put together to help give people ideas, to open up discussions, and to get the community excited and thinking about the possibilities. This is a really exciting project, and one that has the potential to be a real catalyst for the town centre. By getting these types of projects going and tying them together in a shared vision, we've got the opportunity to improve the town in a way that not only brings the community together and creates an exciting future for the local community, but to also help enhance the unique character of the town and the things that make it special. And this is your opportunity to share your ideas, get involved, and help bring this exciting project to life.